Hello everyone, I'm Brian. Today I'm reacting to how Swami Vivekananda won over America, Hindu Academy. So, I'm hoping the speech is more than just, I hope it's not tailored to America. I'm hoping it's a speech that genuinely speaks to everyone and not just Americans. Sorry if my speech sounds a bit weird. I think I might have caught something and it's annoying the crap out of me. But, more on the subject matter. Let me put it this way. The reason why I hope it's not something tailored to America, because I remember going into church some time ago. It was my people, and the speech that this person did in church was tailored to my people, and so. An example would be, say there's a whole bunch of Nigerians, I suppose, in this church, and then the priest comes up there. It's like, hello everyone, may God bless all Nigerians, and God, with all the Nigerians here today, give them the blessings of all the Nigerians. It's like, just say people. Why does you have to be so specific to the people in the room? It's very fishy to me when you start how do you say, pandering, I guess that's the right word, to specific people. There's no reason for that. So whenever I was listening this in the church, it's like, he's calling out precisely my people. Let me put it that way. I'll put it in quotes. And it was like, I couldn't do it. I mean, I was there. I sit there the entire time anyway. I guess it's tailored to them, but to me, it's like we're all people. So why don't you say, bless these people that are here? That works for me because you know what? It's everyone here, whether they're my people or not. I say my people. Anyways, let's go and get started. Hopefully, it's not tailored to America.
Has now arrived in India with a one-way ticket. This is how his disciples trusted him, that he'll do well in West, and they'll buy him a return ticket sooner or later. This is how the poor man was sent off to America, and the struggles he had no credentials until the professor of Harvard University gave him the highest credentials. Here is a man more learned than all the professors of Harvard put together, says a Harvard professor. Just imagine the dynamism of this man. He was able to influence one person by just 1 hour talk to give such credential, that here is a person more learned than all our professors put together. See the comprehensive understanding and depth of understanding of Swami Vivekananda and how he can impress audiences. So now we enter the Parliament religion. Before I continue with the story, let me tell you the motivation of this Vivekananda for going to the West. You may be surprised. You may think, here is a godman of India, modern India. He's of course going to go there to start a movement, to get people, to get devotees to come and sit at his feet and start some kind of new movement under his name, nothing of the sort. The reason why Vivekananda was driven to go to the West was not spirituality. He didn't want to say, oh, I'm going to talk spirituality. He said very bluntly, the reason why I went to the West is to find, if you like, get some bread for my people. Simple as that, honest as that. Not teaching spirituality is no. I want to do something for my poor people who are struggling, who don't have a piece of bread to eat. For us to talk of metaphysics and philosophy and religion when they are starving, when they can't get clean drink of water, is like slapping somebody on the face. We will not do that. The first priority is to make sure that material well-being is taken care of. And for that to happen, I am going to go to the West and plead with those people to help my people. That was his cry, begging for his people. Do you know what he said? He said, I will go, and what little I have, which he thought is very little, this thing called spirituality, I'm going to dish it out to the West, and in return ask for physical help, technological help, which will help my poor people. This was the driving force of Vivekananda to go to the West. See, pragmatism, it is so cool. But sometimes in the name of religion we forget to be practical and pragmatic. You cannot teach philosophy to starving humanity. You must take care of their material needs first before you talk of higher ideas or higher ideals. And that you must stop, you must recognize. And this person went for that. He would have sold his soul if that would have helped India. That is what he went to do. To sell himself, to get some money back. He was selling his soul in order to get some physical help.
I didn't know this about him. I watched a few videos about Swami Vivekananda. I thought he did, in fact, go to the West just to spread spirituality. The Swami Sarvarpiyananda video about, I think, the lady kept talking about how he kept talking to ladies, and how ladies were very devoted to him. But I don't remember if she explained why Swami went over there, and there was some information in that talk video, but it wasn't enough. Then I don't know if this is true or not. I'm sure Lakhani is telling the truth. I just don't know how much of it is kind of like, maybe he did come over to the West to spread spirituality as well as find help, or whether it was just in fact to get bread. Well, it's both, actually.
Again, this reminds me of one of the major majestic personality of ancient India who did the same. The person? Ramanujacharya, the founder of the philosophy that is at the back of, say, the Swaminarayan movement today. This Ramanuju said, if I can help 50, 100, 200 people get salvation, and in the process I go to hell, I don't mind. It's good accounting. You say, I'm a Gujarati, so I like to do these accounts. If 50 people can be helped and one person goes down, it's good equation. It's good business sense. And in fact, that is what Ramanujacharya stands for. The reason why, out of all the acharyas, I love Ramanujacharya is precisely for this reason. A heart of gold. Breath of, this love of humanity is the thing that draws me. And this is visible in Vivekananda. He didn't go there to start a movement in his name and say, okay, all of you start a new ashram, and here I am, sit in the middle of you, and you sit at my feet. He went there to sell himself, kill himself, to get some material help for his people. That was his project. You see the honesty of this man. So here he is now, and you see what happens is, as I said in the last talk, he gave his first address, he stood up, and he uttered those 5 magic words at the parliament. First in the morning, he was nervous to get on the stage. He kept avoiding, because he said, all these other representatives of 10 religions have come with such lovely, well-written speeches, such ornamental speeches. I have prepared nothing. I'm an idiot. He was kicking himself. I'm an idiot. I have not prepared anything. And they come with such flowery language to represent their religions. I got nothing. And then he said, I took the name of Saraswati. He said, oh mother, sit at the tip of my tongue and let it flow. And he stood up and came to the front. And those 5 magic words, sisters and brothers of America, have become immortalized by Swami Vivekananda. You may think, is it just because he's using different vocabulary instead of saying ladies and gentlemen, the standard, the Western kind of way of addressing audiences. He's using the word sisters. Oh, what's this kind of? That's the only reason. No, let me tell you what actually happened. The West had never seen a God-man amongst themselves. They've heard of a God-man. They strongly adhere to the idea of Christianity and Christ as a God-man, but they had never seen a God-man amongst themselves. Here for the first time, right in the heart of he came in the middle of them and uttered these words, and the words carry the power. You see, whenever a person is talking about spirituality from experience, the words carry tremendous power. You know what is recorded? Few thousand people. Look, here is an unknown monk standing on the stage for the first time, just saying simple 5 words. And there is no loudspeaker, by the way, at that time. Electricity had just been discovered. So he just has to shout to 5,000 people or 3,000 people in the audience. And these words carried tremendous dynamism. It made everybody stand up and start applauding. And I checked it up. It's recorded. They applauded for 2 minutes. Now this is not minor. Test it out. When you go to any good talks, when a very good speaker speaks, and then at the end you actually time yourself regarding how long people applaud, you'll be lucky to get 5 seconds. 2 minutes, it means getting out of hand. They're gone mad. And people who were sitting in the audience recorded, we don't know what happened, but when this lad, that's how they call me, when this lad opened his mouth, something drew us, made us stand up and keep clapping without knowing why. And the Hindus have tried to analyze, and this is because sister and brother is nothing of the sort. They have no idea. The reason is this: what was hiding in this man, in this spiritual personality, was bursting forth. The spirit that was hiding behind this material frame was bursting forth and expressing itself, showing itself. I am the God-man, and I'm standing in front of you. I'm here for humanity, not for just Hindus. Humanity. I relate to all of you. And that thing reached out and grabbed them and made them stand up. and made him very famous. And the message in the first speech, and again you see this is ironic, this speech was given on 9/11. And 9/11 has become immortalized for other reasons. So this speech was given on 9/11, 108 years ago, before this 9/11, exactly 108 years ago.
I definitely got to look up what was the main reason Swami Vivekananda came to America. I thought it was to spread Hinduism, and I'm sure in some sense that's what Lakhani here is trying to say, because I'll trade spirituality for bread for his people. Now trade is sounding like a bad thing, but you know, the material realm is a transactional realm, so you can't exactly hate. Hey, look, you're enlightening some people, and also you're feeding your people, so that's a win-win in my book. It's kind of seems like a bad way of doing it, but sometimes you kind of have to do it that way. Next, I definitely got to see if they've written down his first speech ever in America. I definitely have to look at that.
And he had already given a prescription, he had already given a warning of what is to come. Unless these important ideas which are sitting in the Hindu tradition, only in the Hindu tradition, I'd like to insist on that, it's only in the Hindu tradition. Sometimes you like to score points for your religion. If you've been meek and mild enough for long enough, you need to sometimes stand up. This was lying in the Hindu tradition, he just dished it out. Idea of pluralism. There are many different ways of making spiritual progress. Recognize and allow for it. Give dignity to humanity to unfold spiritually in the way that it suits them. Don't impose your way onto others. This was the speech. And the thing is, immediately the audience, you see, the thing is this, because it was coming from the heart, it was backed by spiritual experience. He was talking about spirituality from experience. That had tremendous power it carried. And immediately hit the target. And that particular speech, of course, became very famous. And by the way, there is one on the internet, you might find somebody saying, we have discovered the speech of Swami Vivekananda in the parliament. That is not true. I'm telling you, there were no recordings done in the parliament, guaranteed.
Well, so much for that idea. Anyways, I was thinking along the lines I remember hearing the founding fathers of America were not necessarily Christian. There were many different religions, not just Christian. However, obviously over time it became very much a dominantly Christian nation. So I'm wondering if maybe the start of America kind of helped also Swami Vivekananda, as in there wasn't necessarily just Christianity going on. Obviously you heard of the Salem witch trials where paganism, I believe maybe paganism was kind of going on. There's different beliefs, and obviously women are only the ones that can ever be witches, and you just have to accuse them of whatever. And the trials for that is just so stupid. Anyways, but yeah, I'm wondering if maybe that also kind of opened up, or should I say, made it a little bit easier for Swami Vivekananda to come to the United States and preach about spiritualism and pluralism. Oh, jeez, as Lakhani here is saying, because man, if you go back to during the very very Christian, I guess it could be depending on the group. I don't know if Swami Vivekananda could have done it. I think there would have been a lot of hatred because you're thinking of you're talking about a different religion there.
And this speech they're plodding around saying this is Swami Vivekananda is actually being introduced by a woman speaker. There's no woman speaker. The women were sitting in the sidelines there. So this is definitely not Swami Vivekananda's voice. But what happened is, I think in the 1920s somebody did a recording for a radio program where they tried to kind of copy Swami Vivekananda's speech. So they had an actor, but the actor was pretty good. So his speech is pretty good. So he's doing the round saying, Dilip Bhai, you discovered Swami Vivekananda's speech. I said, no, my friend, it's an actor, but I'm very pleased that you discovered it and you can listen to it, it's nice. The speech was that dramatic, only 10-minute speech, but it captured the heart of the elite of America. It captured them.
Strange. I think can't remember, in Swami Sarvapriyananda's video with the lady, I don't think according to her, I don't think his speech captured the elite. I think it captured more of the common folk, I believe. Or did it capture the elite? No, I think it did. It did capture the elite, but it was the women that it captured. Mostly. According to her. So, that speech that he gave out, Sorry about the terrible, but there was not a really good picture. And the religious parliament, I believe it is. I definitely got to look it up after this now. See what that speech is and what it's about. And hopefully, I said there's no recording of it. I'm hoping someone, maybe there is, and see what the speech has to say. Anyways, I thought I'd react to this just because I was hoping maybe Lakhani would say what the speech was about, but I guess he just kind of described the scenario. Described Swami Vivekananda being a little bit nervous. Amazingly, they captured his nervousness, but not the speech. I'll write down. He was nervous. Speech. I don't have enough paper. The most important thing they didn't capture. Vivekananda nervous? Absolutely. Oh, they were cheering him on. Nervous? Cheering him on. Don't have enough paper for speech. That's like the most important thing that you should capture, other than the fact, irrelevant that he was nervous, irrelevant that everyone's clapping. You could have just maybe wrote that down later on, but the speech, the most important thing, not there. Anyways, I'm going to look it up, actually, after this. So anyways, that's my reaction to how Swami Vivekananda won over America Hindu Academy. If you like my concept, please consider subscribing, thumbs up, thumbs down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next vid.